Good afternoon. My name is Kui Jixin. This video is for presenting my thesis. The topic of my thesis is research on privacy issues concerning targeted advertisements based on consumer behavior. Introduction. In marketing, particularly in online platforms, privacy issues have been raised in the development of targeted advertisements based on consumer behavior. Data from online searches regarding product preferences, as well as from product purchases and reviews, are being collected from consumers. To further understand the above-mentioned practice in marketing, this study will build a research model on privacy concerns and its effects on advertising communication in online shopping environments. To explore the impact of privacy concerns of targeted advertising on the attitudes and the behavioral effects of e-commerce platforms users in the country, social surveys and data analysis were conducted on the targeted groups. It was found that the privacy concerns of users have improved the attitudes and the behavioral effects of online advertisements to a certain extent. Perceived benefits and risks have a significantly positive impact on the effectiveness of advertising based on the impact of user privacy boundaries, potential needs, optimistic bias, and game theology. The platform can enhance the effectiveness of the advertising communication by enhancing trust and credit within privacy boundary, including appropriate marketing and creating value. Statement of the problem. Data privacy is a major issue, especially with the growing internet use and the exposure to new media. While e-commerce thrives in advertising their products and services towards a specific target market, how data is collected from consumers, especially in times where the consumer is not well informed of such data meaning, is a serious issue to consider. This research asks the question: how do consumers' privacy concerns influence communication of the targeted advertising based on online consumers' behavior? Objective of the study. The main objective of the study is to understand the effects of privacy concerns on targeted advertising based on online consumers' behavior. The following are the specific objectives. 1. To describe how privacy concerns over personally data collection online affect consumer attitudes and behavior. Second, to determine the perceived risks and benefits of internet-oriented advertising. Third, to discuss whether perceived risks and benefits are related to privacy concerns. Scope and limitations. Because most of the research objects in this paper are online shopping users belonging to a younger age group, attitudes and the behaviors of older age groups are not analyzed in detail. Thus, results cannot be generalizable to the population. Second, the participants of the study are Chinese users. A comprehensive study on foreign users is not conducted. At this preliminary study, further related studies must be conducted to consider wider populations. Research design. Test items focus on behavioral targeted advertising. 1. Behavioral-oriented advertising will attract my attention to products. Second, behavioral-oriented advertising will attract my attention to brands. Third, behavior-oriented ads provide links shopping channels and remind me to browse the product again. Test items focused on memorial targeted advertising. 1. The information of behavior-oriented advertising is products I have bought or related products which impresses me deeply. Second, behavior-oriented advertising makes me deeply impressed by the products it shows. Third, behavior-oriented advertising makes me deeply impressed by the brands it shows. Participants of the study. Independent group. These groups are generally well-off intellectuals who focus on work, culture, art, and social issues. They often conduct the media, but they don't trust the media. They don't trust advertising for such people. We must take the way of speaking of their own people to appeal. Although these kind of people are subjective, they have curiosity and want to go to space, but they will not be too avant-garde. Self-centered group. This group of people has a low level of basic education. This is always a sense of exploitation and a strong sense of resistance between them. They expect to be noticed, even if they might be blamed. They often admire stars, idols, or self-made men. This kind of person admires wealthy and lacks clothes and leather goods that represent strength and social status. They also like a variety of goods stands for status symbols. Active social groups. The characteristics of this kind of people is that they regard themselves as the best one in society. They love competition and recognize the importance of being informed. Therefore, such sort of people often grasp in all kinds of information, including gossip. They like small magazines. This kind of people are serious and are willing to read advertisements because they are not only used for information but also find spiritual solace because they are willing to get. The last group is a pragmatic life group. This group is characterized by the majority of the middle class and bitter pessimistic about the future. They think that the world is changing too fast and they want to keep the status quo. So they don't want to discover new things, but to be vigilant. They don't ask for self-motivation, but they want things to reissue them. This kind of people yearn for stability and only lack familiar things. They want to see what they are familiar with the advancement. Data analysis method. Literature research. Number 1. Literature research. Through the master's dissertation database, CKI Founder, Elsevier Studios, and other knowledge database as well as Baidu and Google research engine, we can learn the theoretical knowledge of online factory advertising, behavior orientation, precision marketing, and consumer behavior. It has laid a rich theoretical foundation for the literature review and empirical research. Number 2, desktop research. Compare some public information such as the political information published by consulting data websites, economic data related to online advertising industry public information, views expressed by industry senior experts, analysis and research report of user trackers, a research system for internet users, network behavior community, and participating in the rich research data to gain an understanding of the research field. Number 3, preliminary design. Through literature and desktop research, this paper preliminarily understands the perception and attitude of online shopping users to behavior-oriented online advertising and the factors that may affect the click and purchase behavior of visitors, combined with the extensive reading of literature. The variable that shall be included in the volume and the measurement items of each variable are primarily designed. Number 4, small scale experiment to ensure the quality of questionnaire and the effectiveness of the measurement items. All the questionnaires shall be filled in before the formal. Through the trial filling, we found the problems in the questionnaire design and adjusted in time to ensure the authenticity of the data. Therefore, after the completion of the preliminary design, the students in our college are asked to fill in. During the process, we communicated with the respondents for many times, learned about their mode of measurement items through conversation, found out the incomprehensible items of the respondents in time, and explored the expression methods that were earlier for them to accept and understand. After the possible problems were modified, the formal questionnaire survey was conducted. Thank you for watching.